Hey, Bridge.
Hey, Kate.
Hey.
Hey. Hi.
Guess what I did this week?
What did you do?
It was something spoopy.
Oh. Ooh.
Spoopy.
Wait. Let me guess.
Okay.
Are we talking ghost stuff? Are we talking movie? Are we talking
it was
outside, haunted
movie.
house? Movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I don't know any horror
Okay,
movies.
I guess there could be a billion guesses. So this week there is a bar in, not to triangulate my location, but in Asbury Park.
Oh, wow.
New Jersey. There was a bar who, the month of October, they're doing, like, movies in there. It's like a bar that's, like, you can go down and it's like a basement, kind of. They're playing movies down there, and they played Scream. And I went with my one friend. Shout out Melissa. Melissa is not Mel. This is another Melissa.
Wow. Hi, Melissa.
Melissa and I went, and they had popcorn. That's some man was very enthusiastic about running the popcorn machine, so that's cool. But they had themed drinks based on the movie. Ooh. So there was like a Gale Weathers drink, a Sydney Prescott.
Wait. Let me guess.
Dewey.
I want to. Okay, Deputy Dewey is like definitely like a whiskey drink. What are we talking?
Oh my god, I think it was.
Okay. Wait. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Prescott. Like, Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, sorry, that's the actor. Wait, Sydney Prescott is definitely like a punch, like something fruity, and like a rum punch.
I don't remember what hers was, but maybe we'll go with that. We'll say maybe.
Oh, never mind. Sorry,
but I got the Gale Weathers. So
okay, what's that? Okay. But now I know like what you would have gotten. Is it kind of like maybe like a mule or like something like seltzery, but also fruity?
Yes.
What is it?
So okay, this is.
So I feel like I'm ruining your story with drinks.
This is what it was listed as, and then I will do the follow-up to this moment. It was listed as having rosé, lemon something,
okay,
not alcohol, like a lemon something, then lemon vodka, gin.
Ooh. Oh.
And I think that was it. It was a lot of lemon. So I was like, I like a lemon. Let's do it. Me and my friend both got the Gale Weathers. Bridget? This fucking drink.
That sounds really, really potent.
Bridget, I ordered the Gale Weathers. She gave me the Gale Hailstorm. Okay? Because I realized after the fact she didn't put any rosé in it. So it was like a whole big cup of vodka and gin.
Ew. What,
and
I was in high school,
every time
still
I
on your
sipped
parents'
it,
liquor?
I was like, this is so painful. It took me the whole movie to drink one cup. It was so bad. But I drank it.
Wow, Gail.
I also want to give a shout out to some man who every time Gail came on the screen, he was like, yeah!
I love him.
And it was quoting the movie, and I was like, same, brother. I'm with you.
Did you hand him our card and say episode
number?
I
fucking should have, though. I
do
this every time.
My
I always
God,
forget.
Missed opportunity.
I know, I really do that. But, so my friend, when we got there, I was like, I don't know, the scenes with Billy. Listeners, go listen to our Scream episode. I believe it's episode 17 or around there.
Wow, that was how early we did that.
Yeah, it was early. We talk a lot about Billy, the boyfriend, and how he's, like, really creepy. And after you watch the movie, spoiler alert, Billy's, like, one of the killers. You realize, like, oh, yeah, he's, like, scary and guilty. And, like, the movie showed it the whole time. So when he comes on screen, I'm like, oh, God, Billy's so creepy. Like, I'm, like, making, like, weird comments. I'm also trying to drink this drink that hurts my mouth and everything's wrong. And my friend Melissa's like, what? Like, huh? And I was like, wait, you've seen this, right? And she was like, yeah! And I was like, okay, this bitch, she didn't remember it, maybe. We're getting to the end, and when it's revealed that Billy and Stu were the killers, she was like, ah! Like, she was the only one in the audience. I was like, what? I was like, Melissa!
The Gale Hailstorm had hit her hard, and she was like, I don't remember. I'm blacking out.
Fucking hit with the hailstorm. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I forgot the ending. I was like, that's the most important part. Oh my God. So anyway, moral of the story, 10 out of 10 would recommend check the drink ingredients. because it hurt me. And yeah, like, I don't know. I love a themed drink. Like, that's just so fun.
Me
it's
too.
A fun time. Yeah.
Enjoy your spooks.
Yeah. Woo!
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hello there.
Welcome back, listeners.
Hello, witches of England.
Welcome back, witches.
Witches of England.
England. Oh, this is a great throwback that Bridget picked. So I'm going to introduce ourselves because we're not 300-year-old witches. Oh my God, I feel like I said that for the Hocus Pocus episode. I bet $1 million if somebody goes back and listens to Hocus Pocus.
$1 million. You could win $1 million, listeners.
$1 million of imaginary money to fact check me, but I guarantee you I said that exact same line for that because it's like hitting me right now. But yes, let me introduce ourselves.
Oh.
So, listeners, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And witches work only with magic. So many good lines. That's
God.
what I got. Wow.
We're doing the 1990 original.
Yeah.
The Witches.
Yes, the original, not the weird remake.
Starring, I'm looking it up right now. The unbelievable Anjelica Huston, who was meant to play this.
She should have won an Oscar.
I'm like, did she win an award? Because
probably
this
not.
Was so good in her German accent. What do we say?
Ja.
That I was like, what in the world? I'm looking it up now.
She's also like really scary, but really funny. Like the sass is next level.
Oh my God.
It's a high level of sass, and I was like, I love it.
Oh, there's no like award section.
Rowan Atkinson's also in this. He's Mr. Bean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't. Did she win an award for this? But it's your synopsis.
Wow. Thank God. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the IMDb, and the kid who plays Bruno, his IMDb picture is him half a mouse.
What?
Like, it's like, when he's turning into a mouse, it's like half of him. Who picked that? Oh my God. Okay. Okay, listeners, I'm going to keep it brief, or I'll try, because it's kind of a simple plot. The movie's called The Witches. Bitch, we got witches! And we also have a grandma who tells us stuff about witches, and grandma is telling her grandson Luke does look like Harry Potter. We're going to put a pin in that and talk about that reference later. And she's like, listen, witches are all over the place. They hate kids because kids are stinky to them and they want to kill them. But they're magic and they do spooky shit and they don't kill you in normal ways. They do like crazy stuff. And you're like, that is kind of scary. And oh my God. And you're like, all right, I guess that's fine. But we also, because this feels very 80s kid movie coded, even though it's technically 90s. But there's a lot of dark shit. Like Luke's parents die within the first like 15 minutes. Not even.
Yeah.
They die off screen, it's bad. So now we're living with Grandma, and Grandma's like, hey, listen, just cuz we're gonna go hang out at a hotel. Just fucking cuz, let's do it. He's like, wee! And most of the movie takes place in this British hotel. We're at the seaside. It is super cloudy, and Grandma says, well, a lovely day. It's fucking cloudy. There's no sun. So what is she talking about? But it's British. And this is where we are. And meanwhile, at the same hotel, the exact same day they arrive, all these women are there, and they say they're for, like, a prevention of child cruelty, something, place.
They lying.
And they fucking witches. And they're like, we're actually just renting out the conference room because I guess nobody has a big house. We gotta, like, get in this hotel. And yeah, Luke is, like, kind of moving about. He's got 2 little pet mice. That's fun and kooky. I don't fucking know. And he ends up trapped in the room with the witches. And Anjelica Huston is the Grand High Witch. Holy fucking shit.
And boy, is she.
She certainly is.
Oh, man.
It's so different from, like, Morticia personality.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know how they would do together. I feel like they're very different.
Very different.
But basically, the Grand High Witch is like, listen, witches, you're all dumb. Nobody's killing kids quick enough. Don't worry, I got a plan. You're gonna buy candy. Everyone's gonna buy candy shops. I got a little potion. Potion's gonna turn all the kids into mice. Because, like, I guess we're not gonna kill them. Even though I just said, why aren't we killing kids? But we're gonna mice them. Okay? And we're gonna fucking do it. And she's like, and don't worry, I found a little kid in the hotel that we're gonna turn into a mouse right now. And it's this kid, Bruno, who, like, right away, it's like, he's a fucking mouse, and that's crazy. And then, obviously, Luke's in the room, so they eventually are like, oh shit, we got another kid here. It's shenanigans, and yeah, the witches get him, and then he's a fucking mouse, too. And now, for half the movie, we are mice. And I kind of love it.
It's amazing.
It's kind of awesome.
Do you know that was Jim Henson?
Okay, yes! The little puppets! They're so cute!
The last film he executive produced before he died.
Oh my god. It's so special.
But I read about, and I won't derail your synopsis too much, that the mouse figurine, they made multi-sizes of it.
Oh.
Like a little baby mouse, and then a bigger one, and then like a huge one, because when there was a lot of close-ups on their talking and facial expressions, they made like a 3-foot mouse to zoom it. Isn't that crazy?
This is another movie where, like, thank God for practical effects, because
so good.
Everything, and the witch's makeup is like insane, and it's so good. Wait, what if Jim Henson didn't actually die and he just turned into a mouse?
What? Bitches?
Bitches!
Okay, sorry, continue.
Okay, sorry. So we're mice, and you're thinking to yourself, well, that's just, that sucks. How are we gonna do things? Oh, we could do lots of things, because the mice can talk. Good job testing your formula, Grand High Witch. You didn't do that very well, but it's fine. And he goes to Grandma, and Grandma's the grandma I want to be. She's in it to win it. You're like, Grandma, now I'm a mouse, and we gotta, like, kill a bunch of women. And Grandma's like, I'm with ya. Say no more.
Believe mice.
Believe mice. Women believe mice. That's right. So now the plan in the movie is we're going to get the potion and we're going to kill... We're not going to kill. We're going to turn all the witches into mice. And then they can't turn kids into mice. And I gotta say, through a lot of shenanigans, like, they do that. And the ending scene is all the witches are having a fucking soup. Crest soup. I need to Google the ingredients, because it's not mice potion, alright?
It's
something. They liked it. And yeah, they all eat it. It's got the potion. They're the only ones eating it. They turn into mice. It's fucking chaos. And, I mean... they win in the end. I should have said, and then in the end. But I guess what I could say is, and then in the end, Luke is still a fucking mouse. And you're like, that's kind of dark. He's a mouse for the rest of his life. But some other witch who decided she's a good witch now giggles and turns him into a real boy and then leaves. And you're like, wow.
She was the Grand High Witch's assistant who was pissed.
She was, because she
was
got...
like the whistleblower.
She did get shafted by the Grand High Witch, which I didn't really understand, because I was like, aren't we strength in numbers? Like, why can't she hang out? But, alright, that's the plot.
Okay, I gotta ask the question. I don't know why I thought it, but did Grandma remind you of our mother?
Wait, why? The hair?
I just felt like it was like the hair, the like skin coloring, the eyes, like the face shape. Mm-hmm. When she would tell these intense stories, it was like, this feels like my mother.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know?
Except she wasn't like attending 40 dance classes, in a week.
No, she had diabetes, smoking stogies.
Right.
A couple fun facts about this. So the Jim Henson thing I mentioned. Another thing is
so
Anjelica
fun.
Huston was in like 6 hours of makeup to have that
Damn.
look. And the Mr. Bean at that hotel that they filmed it at did like a mess up and left like the water on in a bathroom or something and like flooded the set and like ruined a bunch of camera equipment.
Jesus.
And I'm like, again, Katie, actors themselves. Did Mr. Bean pull a Mr. Bean? And he did. And that cracked me up.
That's so
also,
random.
the potion is called the 86. And
Formula
Katie, do
86.
you remember me describing to you about 86? And I thought,
that wasn't to me. That was to her sister Mary.
Oh!
In the Brave Little Toaster episode, which I don't have the number off the top of my head, but y'all go check that out too, because she was like, what do you mean? We're like, 86 means girl. We probably learned, you and I probably learned that from the witches.
I mean, I learned it from bartending school, but also the witches. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think that this beginning is one of the most epic beginnings.
Okay, flying with exciting music over
no, not that.
Ski mountains? Oh.
That made no sense to me. I was
okay. I was like, where are their mountains? What?
And by the way, Hocus Pocus, I do think they might have stole this because I thought, okay, so we're supposed to be witches flying? Like, we see you, Hocus Pocus. We know you stole it.
You think it was like they were flying? I mean,
I guess
it's
so.
chilly out there. These women have cars. All right.
Okay, let's skip over. That's not what I was talking about because that was a weird beginning. What I was talking about is the really creepy story about Erica that the grandma tells.
Literally?
That could be a whole Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? I was like, this is a fucking X-Files episode right here. Like, how is Fox Mulder going to save the kid from the painting? And Dana's like, the science doesn't add up. Like, this was scary. That's such a scary concept. And
Here's
they do
what
it
happened,
like
folks.
really well. Yeah, tell it.
So grandma's totally scaring the shit out of her grandchild before bedtime.
Before bed, yeah.
Would we say he's like 8?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
He's a little guy.
She's like, witches are this, witches are that. I love this backstory. I love knowing all the foreshadowing about witches. And she goes, when I was a little girl, there was a girl down the street named Erica. And when witches get obsessed with a specific person, they're going to take them out. And boy, oh boy, did they take Erica out. She was going to get milk for her parents, and one day she vanished, and nobody ever knew where she was. But all of a sudden, she shows up in the family painting.
Oh my God.
And she was never supposed to be there. And then she moves around in places in the painting. And then she grows old in the painting.
Oh my God.
And then one day she dies in the painting.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, this is so well done.
All right, Bridge, I'm having a moment. I'm having a brilliant idea. Are you ready for a brilliant idea?
I'm ready.
Listeners, Bridget is a very profound artist, if you didn't already know. And Bridget has an art studio. And Bridget has a gallery coming up. And Bridget, I'm just having this moment of like, what if you did a painting where like you kept changing? You kept like changing where the person was. And then you had this story like, this is actually a haunted painting. It's $1 million. Who wants to buy it?
God.
I mean...
My God.
And be like,
a haunted painting.
I was inspired by the Grand High Witch. You guys know it. Everybody knows it. You love it. Jim Henson. Yeah.
Oh my God. A haunted painting is so cool.
Somebody would buy that. Like, for real.
And you like go into people's houses at night and just paint like little figurines and you like leave.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because they never saw Erica in the painting moving, which is so fucking scary. They were like, you never saw her move, but she would just be in different places every time you looked. And you're like,
It was so good, and it also
so
gave you this reason why the grandma knew so much about witches.
Yeah.
And how she then started hunting for witches and how she learned about the Grand High Witch. And then her finger got chopped off from a witch.
The missing finger was aggressive. There were a lot of zoom-ins.
I gotta tell you. Growing up, 90s kid, a lot of teachers would have a missing finger.
What?
Multiple. I have had multiple teachers as a kid.
In public school?
Yes. Because of the paper cutter. Do you remember the old school? Like, it was literally like a knife paper cutter. I feel very old telling this story.
Those.
Okay.
We still use those.
Okay, but like this was the days before printers and like other shit. So this, like these ladies are doing it all the time, and they would slice off their fingers. And this is what when I saw her finger, I was like, was she a teacher?
She had too many papers.
The witch got her finger. Okay. I'm following.
I didn't remember Grandma was missing a finger, and then the movie reminded me many, many, many times, because I swear to God, it's like take a sip every time they zoom in on her nub. Her little nub finger.
Okay, we also, to your point on it being 80s kids dark adjacent, the never-ending story. All these really dark themes. When his parents immediately die because they went to some event and then the police show up. Excellent show, not tell.
Yeah.
I appreciated that Grandma actually cried.
She was sad.
We have so many of these movies where they just kind of like, just never cry, never show anything. And like she showed like actual sadness and
8-year-old Luke / Harry Potter didn't cry.
But he was close. That one scene.
We'll assume he did But Grandma was sad for them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And let's talk about the things people should know about witches.
Okay.
Okay, we're talking purple eyes.
Purple eyes.
We're talking gloves.
The purple eyes does feel the most obvious, no?
It really does.
I guess in the day of contact lenses, it might be more difficult, but like that seems like a given. She was like, they wear really lame shoes. Nothing pointy or pretty. And I was like, okay, don't call me out. All right? My feet hurt a lot, Grandma. So back
I
the
have
fuck
a
up.
high arch and a wide foot.
I have a wide calf. Leave me alone.
That's right. They have stumpy toes.
Stumpy toes.
And then their fingers and hands are really gross.
Yes.
They have to wear wigs, and as a result, they have itchy scalps. I was okay.
That one felt like I didn't like that one as much because I was like, I feel like there's some people who have to wear wigs, and let's not judge the wigs. But then it was really funny when we get to the witch scene, and if you pay attention to the crowd when they take all their wigs off, there's definitely just some bald men. It's just men in dresses sitting in there.
There's so many men.
I was like, wow, guys. You didn't even try.
They literally spent all their makeup and artist money on Anjelica Huston, and then the rest of the crowd was dudes.
Yep, sure
that was
do.
Weird. That was weird.
And then the only other thing that I guess indicates that there's a witch nearby, and I guess it's more if you're a kid, is if they're holding their nose around you.
Oh yeah, because you smell like dog struppings.
Dog struppings, fresh dog struppings.
Wait, I smell.
Dog struppings. The witches. We're gonna fucking talk about it because I want Andy Cohen up in here for this. I cannot. Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, there's some signs, and then we do have a scene where when he's living with Grandma, Luke has a sick ass treehouse.
It's the coolest treehouse I've ever seen.
It's fucking cool. I was like, that's cool. And some lady who's a witch comes over, and immediately it's stranger danger. This is private property, ma'am. Please leave. And she's like, would you like some chocolate? Or how about a snake? And I'm like, Jesus, you're not even subtle, woman.
She was not subtle.
She didn't even try.
She was not subtle. And
cover.
I kept thinking I hate that they're hating on witches. But the one thing I forgot to mention, and now it's all coming back to me, is this was based on a Roald Dahl book.
Oh yes, it was.
And I remember reading that book, The Witches, and it was kind of meant to be about evil people. I think it just so happened to be witches, but I don't know. So it felt like they weren't making fun of witches. It felt like it could have been anything that was scary.
Yeah, I feel like Roald Dahl has a theme where he's like, adults be crazy, trust kids, and you're like, okay. Well, except in Willy Wonka, where he's like, kill the kids. You're like, ah.
Oh my god.
But so, Luke gets away, and he's like, Grandma, there was a witch. She's like, really? Ugh, cuckoo bananas. Anyway, let's go inside. She's like, it's normal, Luke.
She literally is like, I believe you. I believe you. I believe you.
Radical acceptance from Grandma.
Radical acceptance is true.
Yeah.
But you're right. Then she's like, we got to get by the shore and have some relaxation.
Yes.
We're going to stay at this random hotel, and, it just is some bad luck, Kate.
It really is. Also, Grandma gets, this is what the doctor says, exact quote, mild case of diabetes. I'm sorry.
That's not how that works.
Is that in the DSM? What?
No, that's absolutely not how that works.
I just don't know if that's correct. Yeah, Grandma's got diabetes, and Luke also gets some mice, and you're like, that's cute foreshadowing. And he's like, I love my mice friends. Like, I'm gonna make them little obstacle courses, which I related to because I definitely did that with all my hamsters.
You did. You used to have this big giant ball that the mice would run around in. And I think it was our dog Maggie that would play with it
Maggie
too.
would play with it. And then I was like, is this mean to the hamster?
Wait. What made this movie so good is every scene was purposeful.
Yes.
Because he needed to have the mice as pets so that the Mr. Bean could come in and say, what, you can't have mice here? And then she says, your hotel is full of filthy rats and mice.
I literally wanted to do a standing ovation for Grandma in this moment because I'm like, this is how all grandmas should be. You
Absolutely.
Immediately make up a fake story to defend your grandson. Attacking a hotel, pulling a white woman, being like, I will contact the manager. Who is you, but I'll contact other managers.
I'll contact the health authority.
Yeah, the health authority, right.
But it was
so funny.
I didn't have, first of all, I never felt like the movie was too long.
Mm-hmm.
I never felt like a plot point was stupid. I was honestly engaged the whole freaking time. And I really think, I did look it up. Anjelica Huston won some like kind of adjacent award, but not like a big award. But she should have won an award for this because I was like, I can't, so captivating.
Yeah.
When she enters the hotel.
Oh
and
my God.
Grandma is like, I know that woman.
She's like, who's that lady?
I mean, she's really stunning. Like, she's always dressed to the nines. She has, like, a sick haircut. Like, the gloves, the jewels, the vibes.
Oh,
she's always kind of, like, putting her nose up. So she comes off... I'm trying to think of, like, a modern-day character where she's, like, kind of like a Miranda from Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, that's a good...
Yes. It was very much like...
Like, there's
no,
a presence.
No, that is all... Yeah.
And
then all of the women, all of the witches were like fangirling as if she was Justin Bieber. I mean, they were losing it.
It was like a Justin Bieber concert when she walked in, and I was like,
I hated them for that. Yeah. And that made me laugh even harder because she didn't even like them.
We can't wait for later. And she's like, okay.
She was like, of course you do.
Yeah. That's
and
why
then she
I loved
had
her fucking sass.
Oh God, she had such sass. And she, would do these kind of random, like, little, like, when Grandma saw her, she, like, took a sip of tea and she goes, oh, sugar.
Oh my God, the food pranks. I was like, Anjelica Huston, Grand High Witch, ma'am, we're gonna do witch pranks?
It would be a blast to be the Grand High Witch.
I mean,
I know you're murdering kids. I know that's bad. I get it. Bad. But also, you could just kind of like slowly sass people from afar.
Yeah. And everyone just takes it. They're all like, wow.
Because
everything you say is right.
Well, and I kind of laughed because I'm like, the best cover up for witches would be in this leading the society to protect children. And then you think, oh no, I bet this stuff happens all the time. Cough, cough, priests in the Catholic Church.
Bleh.
Cough, cough.
Yeah.
But, it's very much, like, again, that was really beautiful. Like, all these subtle... things.
I don't think I had ever realized that they were a society for the prevention of cruelty to children.
Yeah, that was their whole reason for meeting.
I thought it was just a bunch of ladies hanging out in a conference room, and I was like, that's weird.
That was their whole thing.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. And then they had one of the witches worked at the hotel, or there were a couple witches that worked at the hotel.
They had a chef. They have a chef witch. Witches are
infiltrated.
They're everywhere.
They're all over.
And one of the things that was... This is the part about I was like, okay, this is 1990 because we meet frickin' Bruno Jenkins, and I was like, so his whole personality is I'm fat,
Bruno,
and fat is fat, and I'm fat, and I'm fat, and it's 1990.
He's eating like raisins off of these little pastries, and everybody sees it, but nobody
tells him that's gross.
Yeah,
that's what my
sounds like a social skill deficit, right? It's like, maybe Bruno just needed like a lunch bunch.
And Bruno is meant to be there because Luke, as he's exploring around with his mice, because he can't have the mice in the room, he has to, because the one of the cleaning ladies lost their mind, and so he had to go hide his mice.
Well, and he wanted to teach them how to tightrope walk, and I was like, that's a high bar, Luke, but you live your life, son.
He did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
By the way, Their names were William and Mary?
You know,
like the school?
I thought like British, like King and Queen.
I was thinking like William and Mary the college. I was like, that's weird.
Well, they're in England, so I don't...
okay.
Anyway,
the whole point of Bruno Jenkins was so Lou could see him turn into a mouse and then be like this tag team. But like Bruno was just kind of like, oi, I'm fat. Oh, I have to run. Oh, I just ate. Oh, this isn't so bad. Being a mouse, I get to eat all day. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, a little easy breezy with, you know, all the stuff. Like, he's not like, holy fuck, my life has changed. Like, he's like, I'm a mouse. It's cool.
Well, he's like well, it's 1990 and I'm fat, so I'm not allowed to be mad at anything else. And then his mom, when she finally acknowledges it's him as the mouse, he is like, Mom, you've always wanted me to go on a diet, and now look at me. I was like, Jesus Christ. That was the only part of the movie that I thought, we need to edit this. The rest of it is perfection. But that part was annoying.
Well, and it's funny, too, because, so, like, the Grand High Witch, he gets turned into a mouse first, because she's like, I found this little boy who wanted chocolate. And, of course, he wanted chocolate. And I was like, first of all, everybody wants chocolate. So relax with the stereotyping. Second of all, there's literally only 2 kids in this goddamn hotel, and you just found that one first. So relax. Yeah. But, we very quickly do get to the scene where it's like, okay, witches conference time.
Oh,
and
so good.
I wrote a note because, like, all the witches are already sitting in the conference room. Luke is already in there. He's, like, hiding behind this little partition with William and Mary the mice. And then he's like, oh, fuck, like, I don't want to, like, you know, rock the boat, so I'm just gonna hide in here, which I probably would do, too.
I would, too.
As an 8-year-old, I think I'd be scared to, like, be like, hey, I'm lost. So he just hangs, and that's how he becomes a witness to everything. But all the witches are sitting, and Anjelica Huston comes in. She's walking so fucking slowly, and it literally is like you said, it's like Justin Bieber concert standing ovation. They are clapping and cheering, and she walks just like she's just enjoying it until she gets to the stage, and then she puts her hands up and is like, shut the fuck up. And that's where she's like, oh, the door's locked and bolted. Locked and bolted. And then she's like, all right, take everything off. And yeah, the makeup and I don't even know. You think this was Jim Henson, this part, though? Or, like, would that be his? I guess it kind of was puppetry.
I mean, I know he did. I mean, I think so, but I don't. He might have helped with kind of the special effects transitions, but he really did the mice.
Yeah. It's crazy to watch. Like, they had it clearly, like, it was a fake Anjelica Huston face on top of the fake, but in the movie, real witch face, so and she peels it off, and it's like a giant nose, and like,
no CGI is
insane.
The way to go.
Yep.
She has the ugliest face I've ever seen
and, like,
in my entire life.
Her, like, shoulder,
collarbone,
chest area. Yeah, collarbone was, like, weird. And her ears were, like, soggy. Or saggy.
Definitely soggy.
Saggy, yeah.
And she has this assistant who eventually becomes the good witch later, but her assistant is kind of always trying to hype her up or help her or whatever. And the entire conference, I guess they meet once a year, because she basically is like she's literally the CEO. She's like, listen, you're not hitting your numbers. You've got to get better.
Like, look at this PowerPoint I made of all the dead kids.
Here's the strategy.
Numbers are down.
And then the one thing I laughed, though, is this is 1990, so you know money didn't mean anything. She's like, hey, you're all going to buy chocolate shops.
Oh, my God.
I got some money in the hotel room. Well, you need at least, $100 to get started by the land and the company. And she goes, we'll pay 4 times as much, so maybe I'll give you $400. And I just remember thinking, like, that's not how that works.
She pulls an Oprah. She, like, throws money, and it's like,
she chucks money, and it's like,
what?
And then I have this crazy potion. But it's the best part when, like, people go against her, and then she literally kills them.
She kills someone.
That was nuts.
This movie...
We can't possibly wipe out all the children.
Who spoke?
Who spoke?
Was it you? Oh my God, she's scary. I'm like, you're a stupid bitch. And they all knew. They were like, we're gonna move out of the way for a moment.
I just kept thinking, like, who's going to clean up that chair at the hotel?
Nobody did, okay? Mr. Bean probably did. He didn't ask enough questions.
Crazy.
It's not good. Yeah, but you find out the plan, and Luke is like, shit! This is not good. And then she's like, you know, talking about the potion, and she says how if you put one drop in something and somebody eats it, it's going to take 2 hours to work. And she's like, and guess what, y'all? An hour and 55 minutes ago.
I mean, that was a pretty slick. I'm dying for a CEO presentation.
Well, I was going to say,
okay, I'm ready for it.
This is the moment. Planned. This is the moment where I was like, I would pay money and go to a theater and watch a one-woman show of the Grand High Witch.
Absolutely. All day.
I might be scared I'm going to get murdered in the audience, but maybe I won't. And, like, it's so entertaining. Like,
so good.
She steals the show, for sure.
You know what? I really feel like, now that you're making me think about it, we could use, like, a new pop star that just plays this character of, like, I'm the best and I hate you all.
Yeah.
I would literally spend concert ticket money on that. I feel like
Billie Eilish would enjoy that.
She would be good at that.
Wouldn't she? She kind of hates everyone already.
Yeah, she definitely hates everybody. I get it. Wow.
Yeah. But Billie Eilish wouldn't murder children, and you know, this witch does. And so yeah, it's like, okay, everybody get dressed. Drama. Hurry, we're on a time schedule. Look at my PowerPoint. And everybody gets dressed, and then it's like, all right, let that fucking kid in here. And Bruno doesn't tell his parents, I guess, where he's going. Problem number one. This leads back to the social skills. Stranger danger.
Well, and Bruno's dad is a jerk.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's the worst.
He sucks. So Bruno, you know, maybe that's part of Bruno. But yeah, Bruno comes in.
Yeah,
he's like,
he's eating his dad feelings.
Where's my chocolates? I should have been in Willy Wonka, but I'm here. And you're like, you're gonna get the same fucking fate. Don't even worry. Don't even worry. Willy Wonka's dating the Grand High Witch for all we know, you know?
Oh, wow. That would be a cool crossover.
That would be fun, wouldn't it? But yes, Bruno turns into a mouse. And this is definitely Jim Henson effects because, yeah, guys, go look at the IMDb photo of this actor. It's
so cool.
It's crazy. And he turns into a little, what is he, a brown mouse? A little gray mouse?
A little gray
mouse.
He, like, shakes, and then there's, like, green smoke. And so I felt like the camera angles in this entire movie were, I guess that was just the trend at the time, where it'd be, like, shooting from the bottom, looking at someone's face, shooting from the top down, shaky cameras,
there was
swirly cameras,
spinning
swirly cameras.
I mean, motion sickness for sure.
It did, but it like worked well. Yeah, and I know it probably comes off cheesy in certain movies. It was great. Yeah, them all laughing and like him looking up as the mouse. Oh, loved it.
It was so good.
Now kill him.
Kill him. Yeah. And then that's when she's like, all right, everybody, you just come meet me in my hotel room later tonight. Come in groups of 10. Then they're all like, oh my God. And then they're all like, all right, we're all done. Kids mouseified. Conference over. Let's have a little nap ski before we have our dinner. And as they're leaving, yeah, that's where the one lady, I smell dog's droppings. And they're all like,
Luke has a high-speed chase. He runs through.
Scary.
I mean, talk about scary. He's running through.
Yo.
Kid killing witches. And he runs out.
Gets away.
He breaks a glass door. Jumps through it. Saves a baby.
Yeah, okay.
He's going through the cliffs of Moher in Ireland. I don't know what's happening. And they somehow still get him.
Yep. And this is the line where he goes, if you hurt my grandma, she goes, silence.
Okay,
and
also
no one in this hotel sees a horde of women
chasing a kid,
chasing a kid, and then carrying a little kid to the conference room, and then locking the door behind them.
Well, and you thought that he was fine. So here's what made me laugh. Okay, this is one critique of the movie. You thought it was fine, but then the Grand High Witch is in his room because Grandma has like a diabetes pass out thing.
Well, it's either that or it's the Grand High Witch.
But then the irony is like the Grand High Witch like knows that's the room, and so when she's playing with the cat later, I don't know, she like doesn't think about it, but it's like, bitch, what do you mean?
Yeah, but Grandma did good cover because Grandma's like, have you seen my grandson? And she's like, if I see your grandson, I will turn him into a mouse.
Oh my
She's so
God.
sassy. Yeah. So Luke, yeah, they give him a whole bottle. I was like, isn't it like what's like the cost ratio? You know, like how much money?
I know. Is it just like a time lapse thing, or is it like he's going to turn into like a super mouse? You know?
No, I think it happens quicker if he had the whole bottle. But to me, I was like, do you need that bottle? Like, is one witch going to be out of bottle now?
I was thinking that, like, inventory, right?
Yeah, inventory. That was the word, right?
Here's the thing: he turns into the mouse, and they can't kill him, and he skirts away.
He's fast.
And then it's the coolest thing ever because it's basically Ratatouille, and you're thinking. This is so fun.
Literally is Ratatouille. I wrote a note being like, did this movie inspire Ratatouille? Because
it's the coolest thing.
There's a whole scene where the mouse is in the kitchen. Okay.
Well, and you're kind of thinking to yourself, listen, I get there's mouse traps. I understand people aren't the nicest to mice. But, like, it kind of feels fun. Like, you know, you're bopping around, you're hiding in, like, holes. There's always food around.
And
there's trash everywhere.
He's a cute little puppet mouse.
He's pretty cute.
Okay, I love the puppets, but I gotta say, we reference this for babies. We reference this for dogs. I'm gonna reference this for mice. I think there should be some mice Oscars, some Oscars, if you will. Because the real live mice that represented Luke Bruno, they, like, did a pretty good job. And I understand they're not, you know, maybe traditional actors, but, like, I was convinced they were little children on a mission.
One of them...
doing stunts. They did stunts.
One of them held the potion 86 and went up and down the stairs on its tail. How'd they do that?
One of them climbed up a handle of something, of like a broom, and then the broom fell, but he's still on the handle, and then he went where he was supposed to go. I was like, this is...
Oh my God, you're right. This is like the Cirque du Soleil of mice.
I mean, you want to talk about mice circus. Like, they're already doing it. It's crazy, but...
Okay, but they have this plan.
Entertaining, yes.
They have this epic plan, which is... And you gotta say, this is the Harry Potter and Luke. 'Cause he goes, listen, my life might be over, but I'm helping the rest of these kids. And you're like, God damn, Luke, you son of a bitch.
Little Gryffindor mouse.
He's definitely a Gryffindor. And he's like, I'm gonna go in that motherfucker's room. I know what room it is because she told all of them to go up in groups of 10.
Yeah.
And by the way, when they show up, my favorite is that she's like, who's there? And
she's like, what the fuck do you want?
To come. And she was like, oh, okay. And so he knows she has the money. He knows she has the potions.
Yes.
Whatever. And so he sneaks up to the room. Grandma is stressed as fuck.
Yeah, but this is where Grandma's like, oh, I just met you and you're a mouse. And yeah,
totally.
I love you. I believe you. I'm going to knit a little sock that has a piece of crochet string.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm going to lower down. Thank God the witch is right below us, because otherwise I don't know how this plan would have worked.
I don't know how it would have worked either. And I have to say, because the mouse had Luke's voice, I was like, okay. Like, if you were like, Bridget, I'm a mouse, but I didn't know your voice, I'd be like, But then if I heard your voice, I'm like, I believe you. Yeah. I always believe you.
Well, that's why you can ask me a trivia question, and hopefully I'll get it correct, that only I would know. You know, like a sister.
I'll be like, what's the best year for movies?
1993!
Okay, so then there's a cat, and I'm like, oh my God, I thought he was going to die by the black cat, because of course the Grandma Witch has a Lipshun?
Cat was cute. But yeah, he did try to murder Luke.
But then he gets one bottle. So then here's my thing.
Okay.
One bottle turns him into a mouse, but one bottle can turn all those witches into mice?
Yeah, well...
how does that work?
You know, science and like, you know, graduated ratios and liters, and cooking, you know? I'm not sure. Not a chemist.
Like,
we need our
it
sister
literally
Mary.
Infiltrated that soup. I was like, wow. You know, sometimes I put too much salt, but like not everything tastes like too much salt, you know?
It is crazy because, like, yes, the mouse, the real live mouse has the little bottle wrapped around its tail, and like it's like
so good.
Real fucking mouse, and it's running through the hotel, gets back up to Grandma, and then this is the Ocean's 11 mouse heist, because there's so many steps. Like, step 1 was to get in the room, step 2 was to not die, step 3 was to get the bottle, step 4 was to get back to Grandma, and now it's go time. It's dinner time. All the witches are eating in a secluded section of a dining room, I guess. And they have a special menu. So they're like, well, we know that they're having the same thing and nobody else is going to have it. So that's what we're going to put it in. And it ends up being this fucking soup. So Luke's like, here's the plan. I'm going to go with the bottle in the kitchen to the cupboard. Grandma's going to be senile. Drop me potatoes. And then Grandma's going to go back. And then I'm going to have a time limit. Ocean's 11 time limit. I got to watch the clock.
8:15.
8:15. At 8:15, Grandma's going to spill something, and then someone's going to have to get a little dust brush scooper, and I'm going to be in the scooper, and then it's going to go to the table with Grandma, and then Grandma's going to get me.
Unbelievable mice performance.
Who thought of that?
Incredible.
I would not have thought about that, but damn.
It was so good.
They sure fucking did. And yeah, basically, all that shit happened. So there's, like, shenanigans where it's like, is Luke gonna get, like, put in the fryer? LOL. But then he doesn't. It's fine. And yeah, one of the witches is a chef. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if I was a witch with unlimited power, I might not... I'm
not making soup at a hotel.
Yeah.
But I don't, that's the thing is, like, in the beginning, Grandma was like, they have regular jobs and no one thinks about them. But I'm like, with you, where it's like, I'd rather be,
but like, why?
Yeah. On an island, chilling on my...
I could just tell everyone I'm retired, or I won the lottery or something. Like,
totally.
Don't ask questions. But there is a part where Luke gets the whole bottle in the soup. Nobody knows. The only person who eats the soup is that witch lady. So you're like, LOL, comeuppance. And then he does get seen, and I did laugh at this part where he goes up the leg of the one chef, and the guy is like whisking a bowl of something. He keeps whisking. There's a mouse in his pants, and he's whisking, and then Mr. Bean comes over, and he continues to whisk for him, so he doesn't have to whisk with a mouse in his pants. And I was like, you know what? It's very British, but I'm here for it.
I got it, and he laid on the ground, and Katie, I've worked at so many kitchens that I was like,
no, I don't.
Yeah, and he laid on the ground and he took off his pants.
Yeah,
it was bad.
He sure did. But
he was traumatized. But literally, he didn't realize how bad he really was going to be traumatized once he sees all these freaking witches turn into mice.
Yeah, and Luke gets in the fucking dustbin. Grandma literally shoves all the glasses off her table. This is why I love Grandma, because Grandma is like...
Grandma gives no fucks.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Luke, you want me to pretend to be like a senile crazy woman?
Done. Absolutely.
It's no problem. I'll scare people. Oh, you want me to go talk to Bruno's parents and try to tell them their son is a mouse? Of course. I'll even shove you in my purse and try to bring you out. It's all making sense.
I love your line, radical acceptance, because I'll tell you, as she reminds me of our mother would ask 4,000 fucking questions.
Our mom would be like, I forgot the time because I was asking for coffee. A cup of coffee.
I started to jog and exercise, and then I had to clean something, and then yeah. But I thought to myself, okay, the other mice, she has to get back to hit their parents, and she tries once, and they scream at her. And then Bruno's dad was about to eat the soup because he's like annoying, and he wanted their soup or whatever. And then she whips the soup away and saves his life. Yep. And then eventually they get their little mouse boy back.
Literally, the way that they do this scene, though, is like so fucking awesome because she shows Bruno again, and Bruno finally decides to talk, and then they're oh my God,
he was so annoying. Why didn't he talk the first time?
I think he was eating. But he said, so then they're all like, oh my God, it's Bruno. And then she's like, that's right. And then they're kind of like, holy shit, it's our son. And Grandma goes, do you want to know who did this to Bruno? And they're like, yep. And then that's immediately where it cuts to all the witches are like burping and freaking out because they're
so good.
And I was like, fuck yeah.
It was so good. And then the chaos of mice everywhere. Mr. Bean with a cleaver.
Mr. Bean with a machete.
Oh my God. And then
every hotel worker has a knife. And I was like, damn.
And then
got X-rated.
The Grand High Witch, you see incredible acting. You see in her face, oh fuck, this backfired. Because during her speech, one of the witches was like, what happens if we mistakenly give it to adult? And she's like, too bad for the adult. Well, that's the problem with quality control issues.
Middle managers.
The FDA did not get involved.
Peer-reviewed science. Yes, okay.
But she turns into the ugliest little witch mouse.
Oh.
And then Grandma covers her with a little glass bowl and then tells Mr. Bean to chop her up. Damn.
She's like, you better get that one. And he's like, absolutely, I'm here to kill mice with my hands.
Nobody is visiting that hotel in a while after that frickin' story.
It just was out of
but
fucking
never
control.
once did any adult besides Grandma think these bitches must be witches. No
Yeah,
one. They're all just like, what happened to those weird ladies?
Yeah, they're
Moving
like,
on.
that entire room of women disappeared. Anyway, let's chop up these minds.
Oh my god,
like,
so good.
And Grandma and Luke, like, run out. They're like, bye, we're gonna leave now. LOL, don't ask questions. And they, I mean, like, it could have ended there, but then the movie's like, let's figure out, like, what we gotta do with them. And, Luke also, had all of the Grand High Witch's money mailed to him and Grandma.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, why would,
again, Harry Potter, why
George
would
Clooney.
the good witch keep the money? Why would she give it to him? Because I thought, I don't believe it, but she thought that was fun to send a bunch of money, and then Grandma's like, hee, we're rich.
I mean, I thought Luke sent it to him. I thought, because he had a little tag where she's like, what's the tag for, Luke? And he's like, don't worry, Grandma. And I was like, wait, you're still a mouse? Oh, we worry. Oh, there he goes. All right. So I thought he just, like, put a little mail tag on the trunk, and then somebody was like, oh, I guess we'll mail this.
Oh, so it wasn't the assistant.
I didn't think so, but I don't know now. Maybe
smart.
I don't know. But and then you're like, okay, we have money. That's cool, I guess. You're still a mouse. He also has, like, Lego mouse life going on. Grandma had to have done this. Grandma had to have built him an apartment complex tower with a working elevator. She built him a plane out of Legos that flies.
This grandma is built the grandma him a car. To be.
Yeah, like
how do you? I don't know if I could ever be as good of a grandma as her.
I don't know, but she's just like, well, but grandson's mouse, and then he's kind of like, I really like being a mouse, Grandma, and she's like crying, like, yeah, this fucking sucks. Actually, it's kind of sad. And then this is where the good witch shows up. She giggles the entire time. It's a little too much for me, but fine. And yeah, she turns him into a boy again. And is just giggling. Oh, and she also gives him back William and Mary. Because, yeah, guys, William and Mary got abandoned in the hotel where all the mice are getting chopped up. For William and Mary, that was like a horror movie. Like, that
Horrifying.
was like a Homeward Bound circumstance that we just weren't watching.
The mice trauma for them.
Yeah, but now they're back, so hooray.
Now, you know what would be really cool is if there was a follow-up movie about the witches that, like, are now mice witches. And then they, like, take out the other witches. And now we're back to Fievel Goes West, you know?
Fievel! I love American Idol. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, and they did, like, I don't think there was ever a second book, like another Roald Dahl book about the witches. But at the end of the movie, he was like, we got the book with all the American witches, Grandma, so we're gonna go to America and murder all those women. And I was like, Jesus Christ,
yo,
Luke, take a breath.
Is on a mission.
Yeah, I was like, holy fuck.
And then he turns back into a kid. Shoot.
Yeah, and then he probably was like, anyway, I guess I'll be a kid now. Let's hope. Who knows? Well, we never get a sequel. Yeah.
And I love the frickin' side effects? Yeah.
What?
Wait, what's the word?
Huh? What? For what? What are you trying to say?
How he turns into a boy?
Oh.
Did you call it side effects?
What do you mean? That wasn't a side effect. That was the good witch. She turned him back. Like, she used different magic.
No, I meant the camera technology.
Oh, visual effects?
The effects.
Transformation?
Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Right. Wow.
I think a witch got me.
Oh, Jesus.
And that was cool, and we did a Kate.
Wow.
You know what? Watch or don't watch it.
I mean, I really like this movie.
I really like it.
It's
worth
fun.
A watch. Yep.
It's fun. But it is a little spoopy. Like, the witch could be a little scary. So maybe, like, you know, wait till elementary school.
No, young kids should not watch this.
Yeah. If they have pet mice, I don't know. Make a judgment call, you know, because you're going to watch a bunch of mice get murdered.
I would not. Yes.
So, wow. Well, Bridge, it's my pick.
I'm ready and scared because it's spooky season.
All right, but I'm going to be super nice to you because I'm going to get one more pick in October after this one. So this is going to be a nice one. Okay. This movie is from, I believe, the 2000s. 2002.
Oh.
Now, this is a rated PG, which, yeah, I think so. This movie probably could have benefited from some more practical effects, and they didn't because 2000s, but it's okay. And this movie is a live-action version of a cartoon. And it's a little spoopy. There's a lot of adaptations from this source
Dick
material.
Tracy?
No, Bridget.
Oh.
No. All right, I'm going to read you the one sentence. After an acrimonious breakup, the Mystery Inc. gang are individually brought to an island resort to investigate strange goings on. Who wrote this?
You sound like me.
Mystery Inc. Who's Mystery Inc.? It's a group of teens
know.
and a dog, and they do spoopy stuff. Okay, Bridget, you're watching Scooby-Doo!
Oh.
I got it.
I was thinking like Marvel, and I'm like, what Marvel movie is
this was
scary?
this is cartoon, yes. Scooby-Doo,
where are you? We haven't done Scooby-Doo yet.
Yeah, this is the live act. Did you ever see this movie?
Wait, is this with like Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yes!
and like Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Freddie Prinze Jr.
God.
Michelle Gellar. Just saw him in Scream this week. Matthew Lillard is Shaggy. He does a great Shaggy. Linda Cardellini is Velma, and that's a choice.
Man.
Oh my god, Mr. Bean's in this movie too! I forgot!
Oh my god, Mr. Bean is everywhere.
Oh my god, I forgot. And then Isla Fisher is a role, which is yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know who oh my god, Sugar Ray makes an appearance? Oh god, what a time. Yeah.
What?
This is a movie.
Wow.
It's a movie. But it's spoopy, so
okay,
we're gonna do it.
All right. Well, I feel like I gave you an awesome movie. You gave me a meh, but okay.
It won't be scary though, so you're welcome.
That's true. Yes,
I was trying to be considerate. Bridge.
Listen.
Okay.
If you came to me, in mouse form, even though you're no longer a child, but we're children, I would immediately believe you with radical acceptance.
Thank God.
And then I would build you the most epic mice apartment you've ever wanted. I would do everything.
The Legos?
I would take on 17 jobs just to get you the most epic apartment of your life. I would have a TV for you. I would have cars, helicopters, you name it. You'd get every mice thing you'd ever wanted.
Oh my god.
Because I love you
so much. I
You're
might
welcome.
be like hell-bent on killing witches still, but like...
True.
Thank you so much. Of
course.
Well, and Bridge, I just want to say, if you and I are vacationing at a hotel and Kate wanders off and then some old lady comes up and is like, hey, your daughter's a mouse, I'll believe her. I will then be like, listen, you may be doing a heist right now, but I'm just going to grab this knife and go kill all the witches.
Absolutely, me too.
We're going to barehand it because...
Absolutely.
Not my niece, okay? God damn! Jesus. And then we're going to just figure it out because I love you.
Love it.
And,
Perfect.
Yeah. And listeners, if you also would talk to mice if they were someone you knew.
Yeah.
You know, just, I don't know, as long as I got the voice, right? Like Bridget said. And if you think that, like, you know, let's not stereotype witches unless they're mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's that. And if you think that, like, I don't know, practical effects, like, we should sign a petition. Nobody gives a shit, but I do, and Bridget does, and, like, we just need more practical effects because there was a remake to The Witches. It did not do so well.
Is it worth watching that?
Oh,
Is it worth watching?
I don't believe so at all.
Okay. Did you see it?
No. But I heard it was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway's the Grand High Witch, and she can get hammy, so that's fine. But, like, no one's Anjelica Huston, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Yes. So if you think all that, you should write us a review.
Woo!
We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts, along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. On our website, you can request a movie. So there is a form you can fill out. Your request goes on a list. And we look at the list every now and then. And we will do it eventually. And Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
Give us money.
Woo!
Which will go to which is being killed. Which, Which. And then there's merchandise that you can wear so people know that you're not a witch.
Yeah.
If you are a witch and have all that money to spend. Okay? Did you follow that? Okay.
Right. Give us your money, like Oprah, but like a witch, you know?
Yeah.
Throw it in the air and I'll run and grab it.
I'll get it.
Yes. So check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right. Well, we'll see you all next week for Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Where are you? I got some work to do now.
They probably sing that song at some point. I don't know.
Goodbye. You disgraces.
Oh, goodbye.
Bitches only work with magic. I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswho'veseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.